Alright, so this is going to be a battery replacement video for this HP laptop. This is an HT03XL battery. I was actually sent this by a company called Upgrade My Laptop. As you can see, it's an OEM battery, or so they say. I don't know if they would just print this on, but they said it's an OEM. This video is technically sponsored by them. They sent me $60 to for making a video, but I didn't really mind if they sent me money or not. It's more if the product is good and if it's beneficial to my customers and viewers. All right, this model of the laptop is a 15-DW32250D. From what I found, I believe it's using the HT03XL. If it's not, then I'm not going to be using this battery in there, but it should be. All right, we're going to be using a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver to remove the screws from the bottom. All right, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. All right, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could subscribe to my, if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue with this video. All right, we're going to have to peel these rubber feet. Oh my God, did they glue it on? We're going to have to peel these feet out. So what I was told, this customer said that they bought this laptop a while ago and they just left it in the box and it sat so long that the internal battery wasn't charging. So yeah, we're replacing this battery now. Jeez, why are these rubber feet so difficult to remove? I wonder if they changed the design. Usually they hide screws under here. Let's see if they hit it on this one. Why is it so difficult? I don't want to use, okay. I don't want to use screwdrivers or anything because I don't want to scrape it up. I'm using my fingernails. Okay, so now that we got part of this up, you can see the rubber is peeling away from the adhesive. You actually want to try and peel the adhesive with the rubber piece. So now that you have access to it, peel the adhesive and then hold the adhesive and peel from there. Okay, yes, there are hidden screws there. Okay, and yeah, hopefully this adhesive will still stick okay. We got one screw here. You do want to keep the screws in order because they are different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that in the pattern. I remove them. Okay. Anyways, back to talking about the sponsor. So again, the company's called Upgrade My Laptop, and their website is upgrade-my-laptop.com. Sorry, and the hyphens are, you know, that little dash line in the middle. All right, so yeah, they sent me the battery. They actually paid me before I even made the video. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, because usually when people sponsor, I mean, they'll send you products to review, but I've never had one pay me for making videos before, so that's a first. All right, I don't know what's going on with this. These don't want to come out. I'm pretty sure there's screws hidden under here, so I don't want to just try and take it out, but this really doesn't want to come out. Okay, I'm gonna try using this. Oops, I need the more thin one. I'm gonna go from the center here and see if I can just pry it up a little bit. I hope it's actually adhesive under here, because if not, I'm gonna have to like glue this rubber piece back in because it really doesn't want to come out. I don't know. Okay, let's try popping this out without taking it out. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's screws hidden under there, but it really doesn't want to come out. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and go under here. You see this little gap in the palm rest. So what I do is I get my fingernails in there and then push on the bottom. As I pull, you can see how the clips just pop out, just like that. Okay, I've never had one that difficult to open, so that's very strange. And we're going to go from the side now, and same thing, just work our way down the sides. I'm pretty sure there's going to be screws hidden under here, because usually they'll hide them there to help hold the hinges in place. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe because it's so new, the adhesive is just stuck there really strong. I don't know. All right, so we go around the edge there. Make sure to go around the edges, just like that. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna it doesn't feel like it's gonna pop off. So how am I gonna get that out? Even my fingernail, I don't know if that was already there or if my fingernail did that. I don't know if you can see those little divots in the plastic there when I was doing that. So I don't know, these really don't want to come out. Like, okay, maybe, is it coming out now? Okay, it's coming out now. What? Okay, the adhesive on this is super thin, so I am going to have to use like a flathead screwdriver here. Okay, if you're wondering why the battery needs to be replaced when they didn't really even use the laptop, it was just sitting in a box. Lithium batteries, they hate going down to 0, so the chemicals themselves actually cannot hold a charge if they drop too low in voltage. So you actually don't want to let your batteries drain to 0. That goes for your phones, that goes for your electric vehicles, all your devices that have these new lithium batteries in it. You don't want to drain those to 0. That's old technology. The old technology like lithium battery, nickel metal hydride, nickel cadmium, those kinds of batteries, those ones, yes, you drain completely, but these, you don't want to do that, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, we're going to set these rubber things aside and keep track of which way they were, okay? Yeah, those were really hard to remove rubber strips. So HP must be like reworking their adhesive to make it harder to remove. Very annoying. All right, there's 4 screws under here. Okay, so yeah, the company sent me the battery to review. They actually sent me 3 of this model battery to put in laptops. It's good because then I can see how well the batteries work, and then I can compare it and see if customers have any issues with it. So that was very nice of them. And let's go ahead and remove this battery. So the batteries are pretty simple to remove. You can see it is an HT03XL. Since I have access to the original factory one here, I can take a look. Obviously, the batteries and stuff will vary as they produce them. So this one, it does look a little bit different than the one that was shipped. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, so that's why sometimes I'm like not sure if they're actually OEM, but here you can see, let me take this out. So once you get the screws out, oh, I probably should have done a thumbnail. I don't know if I did that yet, but let's do a thumbnail here real quick. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here so you can see the battery a little bit better. Okay, and the way you get this out, after you remove the screws, I go underneath here, and then you just pull it straight up. If it doesn't come out, you might have to go from both sides and pull up, and there we go. Okay, so this is what the battery looks like, and here is the aftermarket one. You can see they put a little sticker there. That's like a warranty sticker, I believe. Okay, and then this one, you can kind of see the texture, what's underneath the film a little bit more of the batteries. This one, you can't see it quite as much. Okay, so you can see the difference. In the film, they put like these perforated things to make folding it easier. On this one, they just kind of rolled it and wrapped it around. Okay, so they do have the label where it says replace with an HP spare and stuff. This model is, you can see it's slightly different. So maybe that's why the stuff is slightly different. But yeah, okay. The other stuff, you can see like the plastic molding and things. Yeah, I mean, I can tell there's a quality difference between the original and this replacement. But if the battery lasts as long and works as well as an OEM, usually the OEM ones, oh, hopefully I don't mix it up. Usually the OEM ones, they'll last like several years. A lot of times the cheap aftermarket ones I'll see won't last as long, but the price difference might make it worth it depending on how long you plan to keep your computer, right? So as you saw, we just push the battery back down like that. Okay, the aftermarket ones, most of the time I'll see they last about a year or two. They give you a 1-year warranty. I'm not too sure of the warranty on here. I'm assuming it's also a year. If you want to be sure, you can check the website. And yeah, I think the price of this was like $54 or something. That's including shipping and tax and everything. So price wise, if it's an OEM battery, that's not bad. If it's the same OEM quality. But again, I won't know until it's been used for like a long time, for over a year. But the other thing you have to keep in mind is if people drain the battery all the way to zero, like this battery, they didn't even use it for half a year because it just sat in a box, and then when they turned it on, it wouldn't even charge. So keep that in mind. It's not always the quality of the battery, it's also how you use it. But most of the time, the OEM ones have really good, like what do you call the battery controller, health management, whatever, battery management circuit, that tells it to basically reserve some power. So even though it says 0%, it actually has some charge to prevent it from going bad. Okay, but it can only do that for so long because it's going to slowly trickle down. Anyways, there's 2 sticks of RAM here. Let's pop these 2 tabs to the side. And this is a 4 gig PC4 3200 AA stick of RAM. You should be able to upgrade to any PC4 3200 AA RAM. So if you want, you can put 2 8 gigs. I believe you can also get 16 gig sticks. All right, make sure when you put this back, it goes at an angle and you push it all the way in. All right, and then click it down. If for some reason you turn on your computer after reinstalling the RAM and it just goes to a black screen or beeps or has lights flashing, most of the time it's going to be the RAM isn't seated right or the RAM is bad. So if you have that issue, make sure to check that. Okay, here's the LCD LVDS connector. If you're going to mess with this, you want to disconnect the battery, take the battery out, open the laptop, and press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds before you mess with this, because there's a very good chance a lot of times people, when they pull it out, it goes at an angle, it shorts these pins, and then you can fry the connector here, fry the connector here, you can fry the backlight circuit, you can fry your screen. So take that extra time, pull the battery out, hold the power button at least 15 seconds, and then you can safely take this out. All right, you got the speaker here. I'm assuming there's a wire, I can't see it, but I think it comes out from down there that goes underneath all the way to the speaker here. All right, you got this little cable here going to the 2 USB ports, and oh, I thought there was an SD card slot. Nope, the 2 USB ports there. You got the fan connector right here. You have the DC jack charge port connector here, which runs along there. And then if you want to replace it, you have to undo the hinge screws, lift the hinge up, and then you can pull this up. It does have little things that kind of friction hold it in place, so you do have to kind of pull it up kind of hard. But yeah, then you got a little cable coming out here for the SD card slot there. Okay, it looks like there's another little cable here for some models that it says FPR, so that's most likely for a fingerprint reader on some models. And then you got a little connector here that says JHDD. So some models, they can fit a hard drive here, 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. You can probably get the little adapter, or if you put a SATA SSD, you can use the cable connector here, and you don't have to worry about the SSD rattling around because it's not going to be affected by that. All right, you got the keyboard connector here. This says JKBL, so this is most likely for some models that have backlight. I guess this one doesn't have backlight. This one, JTP1, is touchpad. This one, JTP2, touchpad. So it looks like this one has a connector for the buttons specifically, and then one for the touchpad itself. I should have looked closer when I had the battery out, but yeah, there's that. Okay, here's the headphone jack. If you want to see what's underneath, you can rewind to when I had the battery out. I think you'd be able to see. All right, anyways, headphone jack, 3.5 millimeter audio jack. I think it's a headset jack. It probably also works for the microphone. All these connectors, they have like little flip latches. You flip that up, and then you can pull the cable out. Okay, for all of these. Wireless card is here. If you want to remove it, you go from the tail and then you can pull the antenna up. Usually I don't like pulling these out if I don't have to, because I've had in the past where like one of the solder was really bad and then the connector just ripped off the wireless card, and then getting that little piece out of the antenna and then having to replace that, it's not worth it for me. So there's an M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here. HP is doing this weird thing where they kind of put them like crooked now at an angle. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I guess they couldn't do it straight because then it would hit this piece here. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is to show inside of this laptop. So let's go ahead and put it back together, and then we'll just power it on and make sure the battery stays charged. If you're storing batteries for long periods of time, these lithium batteries, you want to store them at around 40 to 60%. Okay, that's what's best for these batteries. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and push this stuff all back down. Okay, and yeah, we might have to open the lid to push it down better because the clips are pretty strong here. Oh, actually, okay, there we go. You want to check all the way around. Okay, you can see these aren't clipped in all the way, so you just push on it. All right, I think the rest, for the most part, seems clipped in. Okay, the screws will kind of help pull the rest together. But yeah, so if you're looking for a good quality battery, as of now, I'm going to be using these or having customers use them. And if they don't report back to tell me anything's wrong, then most likely the battery is going to be good. So if you're kind of curious, feel free to reach out, comment on the video and ask like what's the update, if there's anything going on with the battery. I can ask the customer if they have any issues, or if they respond, or if they contact me and tell me that something's wrong with the battery, then I'll let you know. But yeah, as for now, so far seems pretty good. Weight wise was very similar to the original, and it went in and connected easily just like the original. So let's go ahead and finish getting all these screws in. Again, if this video helped you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can help out that way, again, it would help a lot if you can watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, let's get these rubber pieces back in. Keep in mind the rubber pieces do have these little nubs that stick out, and it can only go in one way. Actually, there's 2 holes on this side. So, but yeah, I like to try and put it back the same way I got it out. So I'll stick one side down, and just in case the rubber piece got stretched out, I'll go to the other side and then make sure this edge lines up, and then we'll go back towards the center. And there we go, we got that in. Here's the second piece here, and this side only has the dimple on one side, so make sure you get that little nub in. Okay, line this up. Okay, and then we'll go to this side, make sure to get that all the way in, and then work your way down. And there we go, we got that all seated. The main battery on these also acts as CMOS, BIOS, RTC, real-time clock batteries. So most of the time, once you finish installing the battery, keep in mind that when you power it up, the date and time might reset, and also you're probably going to have to plug it in. As you can see, nothing's happening right now. So let's go ahead and get their charger and plug it in. All right, give me a second. I'll be back. Oops. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and plug this guy in. Charger is on this side. I'm not sure if this one also works with USB-C. Some of these laptops, they'll work with USB-C as well. We're going to turn this on, and then HP's way of going to BIOS, I believe, is F10. So let's see. So far, nothing. Okay, I do see the light on the back side. Okay, I thought the light was going to be here. It's on the side, so maybe it was turning on with the battery beforehand. But again, because the BIOS resets when you replace the battery, it's going to take a while for the screen to come on. Just be patient. Usually it's going to power cycle a few times. I did see the screen flicker a little bit. It was really hard to see, but it did flicker. So there we go. All right, and here you see it's saying the CMOS checksum is invalid. CMOS will reset to the default configuration and whatever. All right, so it says press enter to restart the computer. So we'll press enter. And then I'm going to press F10 to go into the BIOS on purpose because I want to check some other stuff. All right, there we go. So now we're in the BIOS. I don't know, does this, I think these HP ones don't have a thing that shows you like battery health and stuff. Battery remaining time, wait, keyboard backlight. This doesn't even have keyboard backlight. Okay, well, it doesn't have that. Boot options. It lets you set like the remaining time, but other than that, this doesn't tell me any battery health. So I'm gonna leave it plugged in for a little bit. Let me see if I unplug it now. And it's staying on with the battery, so that's good, because before the battery wouldn't hold any charge at all, the customer told me. So I'm gonna exit the BIOS. I pressed escape and then ignored any changes. So we're going to start it up now, and then I'm going to just check the battery health. So you can see it's starting up. Wow, they kept this laptop so long, I think, because it's Windows... Wait, this is Windows 11 background. Why was it showing the dots like Windows 10? I'm confused. Anyways, let me log into here. I don't remember. What was their password? I hope that's right. I don't know. It's saying welcome now after I tried multiple. Okay, so it is now on, and I do see it says battery is at 51% available and plugged in. So this battery, they actually stored at a good charge rate or a good charge amount. Again, you want to store the batteries between 40 to 60% for the best longevity, best shelf life, and things like that. If you're not using your laptop for a very long time, if you plan to store it, don't leave it sitting at 100%. Try and drain it to like 50, 60%, and then you can go ahead and put it away. But you don't want to put it away for years because it does slowly trickle discharge. So yeah, anyways, in terms of battery life, I can't really tell you. I didn't own this laptop. I didn't have it when this original OEM battery was new, so I can't compare it to anything. I did test out their Dell laptop battery, and running a 1080p video on the laptop with the max brightness, it lasted pretty much what an OEM battery lasted me, if I remember correctly. It lasted like about 4 hours. So I'm assuming this will be similar to the OEM one. My only thing that usually I watch for is how long the battery will last, like in terms of years, because sometimes companies will claim, okay, it has the same battery capacity and stuff like that. But like I said, usually they'll put some like small fail-safe there. So even though it shows 0%, it actually has a little bit of remaining battery that will allow it to charge up. And some companies, they'll use that extra space to give power to the computer. And if you drain it to 0 too much, it will destroy the battery much quicker. So I'm not sure yet, because that kind of testing takes more than a year to be sure about. And for that, I'd have to wait to see if the customer tells me anything was going on with their computer. So yeah, as of now, the battery is charging. The battery is working. It's working on battery. No problem. It did dim itself when I unplugged it. But yeah, other than that, looks good. So not really much else to say for now. Hopefully this video helped you guys out again. If you want to buy this battery, I will put a link in the description. Again, their website is called upgrade-my-laptop.com. Usually when I purchase batteries, so if it's not like, if the customers don't really care about having it OEM and they just want it to work, I'll usually go through Amazon, look for the cheapest, but has to be at least 4 stars, usually 4.5 or higher. But sometimes you can't find anything with that rating, just because any small issues, even if the customers aren't able to install the battery, they'll give bad ratings, things like that. So, but usually I'll look for batteries that have at least 4 stars, preferably more, and has at least, I don't know, I try and find that they have more reviews. Sometimes you can't find any, or they don't have any reviews, then it's hard to use that rating as a legitimate like way to tell the battery life or quality. So yeah, after using so many batteries throughout the years, most of the time just going based on that on Amazon is pretty good. This battery model, again, is a very common, popular battery used through a whole bunch of HP laptops. So yeah, again, they were nice enough to send me 3 of these batteries. I'm only making one video where I'm kind of like saying this is their battery. If I do end up putting the batteries in other computers, I mean, I'll put the link there just to say where I got the OEM battery. But again, you can get any Amazon batteries and use them. Quality wise, most Amazon batteries will give you a 1-year warranty. Again, I didn't really look through the website too much to know what the warranty of this is. I'm assuming it's going to be 1 year, but don't hold me to that. Sometimes some companies like to only give like 90 days or 30 days warranties or return policy. So yeah. The other reason why I usually use Amazon is they have like 1 to 2 day shipping time. I mean, sometimes now the shipping is taking longer. I don't know if it's because the tariffs going on or what, but yeah, usually 1 to 2 days shipping, and that's why I like to use Amazon because it's quick. I don't remember how long it took them to ship me these when they told me they were shipping it, but I believe it was less than a week, so it's not too much longer. But if you're like in an urgent hurry to get a battery, that might be your only option through Amazon, or maybe some local store might have some batteries that they're holding. I don't usually like to hold on to batteries, so I don't stock up on things like that, because if you leave them too long, and then the battery quality goes down. And for me, it works better if I purchase it from somewhere, and then if something's wrong with the battery, I can have them send me a replacement. Amazon's pretty good with that. You just buy another one, and then usually if you make sure that it says free returns, you can return the battery for free. Usually if it's defective, you can return the parts. So yeah, Amazon's pretty good with that. That's why I usually will use that. But we'll see how the quality holds up of this. I feel like if customers ask for OEM quality batteries, so far from just the quick testing and the branding, everything that they put on the battery, this seems to be a good source for them. But yeah, I won't know till time passes, and then we'll see how long the batteries last. But yeah, so far they've been pretty good, and they seem pretty good quality. The screws line up nicely. Sometimes I'll order batteries on Amazon and the screw holes don't line up, or the screw holes are too small or something. And yeah, hopefully if this company has consistent quality like that, I think it'll be good. All right, so there's that. Hopefully this video helped again. Thanks for watching. Again, I'll put a link to the battery in the description below, so if you want to get one of these and you want to test it and let me know if anything goes weird, I'll be happy to leave it there. I don't delete any comments or anything like that, even bots, unless they post links to like stuff that seems sketchy, then maybe I'll block them. Sometimes I get scared of links because sometimes you never know what's behind those links. So as a rule of thumb, don't click links unless it's from someone you really know. And if it's from someone you really know, but the link looks sketchy, make sure to ask them before you click it. And make sure it's actually them, because sometimes people get their accounts hacked and stuff, and they start spamming like all these links that can get your computers compromised. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully this video helped again. Sorry saying that so many times. All right, and yeah, let's drop this. Bye.